Berenstain Bears and the Messy Room by Stan and Jan Berenstain. When small bears forget to pick up, store, and stash some of their favorite things end up in the trash. The Berenstain Bears and the Messy Room by Stan and Jan Berenstain. From the outside of the bear's treehouse, which stood beside a sunny dirt road deep in bear country, looked very neat and well kept. The flower beds sparkled with red, yellow, and blue tulips. The woodwork was freshly painted and in good repair. The grass was cut and the vegetable patch was properly weeded. Even the bird's nest that perched on one of the tree house branches was well trimmed. The inside of the bear's treehouse was neat and clean too. The pictures were straight, the piano was dusted, the kitchen was spick and span, even the basement was neat and clean. And if you think it's easy to keep a treehouse basement neat and clean, well, you never try to do it. Yes, the bear's treehouse was a lesson in neatness and cleanliness. Yes. Brother Bear and Sister Bear's room, it was a mess. A dust-catching wall-to-wall, helter-skelter mess. A half-done jigsaw puzzle gathered dust in one corner of the room. A group of Brother's dinosaur models collected webs in another. Sister stuffed animals were everywhere. And for the cub's big storage closet, well, just be careful how you open it. It wasn't that brother and sister were naturally messy. They tried to keep the room straight. They made their beds most of the time. They swept and picked up once in a while. The trouble was that when cleanup time came, they spent more of the time arguing than cleaning. How am I supposed to sweep with your dumb dinosaur toys all over the floor? Argued Sister. They're not toys, they're model, and don't move them. I am working up on the mice age, Brother protested. Mice machine, shouted Sister. Not only was Brother and Sister's room was a mess, but Brother and Sister were getting it to be a mess too, always arguing about cleanup chores instead of sharing the job and working as a team. Oh, I'll fix this later. What usually happened was that while the cubs argued about whose turn it was to do what, Mama took the broom and did the sweeping herself. She often did the picking up too. That was the worst part, the picking up and the putting away. Well, the mess just seems to be so built up until one day, maybe it was because Mama's back was a little stiff, or maybe it was stepping on Brother's airplane cement, or maybe she was just fed up with the messy room. But whatever it was, Mama lost her temper. She went into the cub's room with a big box. Uh-oh. The first thing we have to do is get rid of this junk, she said. Junk, said Brother and Sister, watching in horror as Mama begins to throw things into the box. My teddy isn't junk, screamed Sister. My bird's nest collection isn't junk, yelled Brother at the top of his lungs. The screaming and yelling got so loud that it reached Papa, who was in his workshop putting the finishing touches on a batch of chairs that he had been ordered by one of his customers. He couldn't imagine what was wrong. He hurried up the stairs and looked into the messy, noisy room. It didn't take a deep thinker to figure out what was going on. Quiet! Papa got Mama and the cub's attention called out a family meeting. Now, right then and there. Now the mess has really built up in this mess, he said. In fact, it's the worst case messy build-up I ever seen. And it isn't fair to you. It isn't fair to your mama and me because we have a lot of things to take care her of. And it isn't fair to you because you really can't have fun or relax in a room that's such a terrible mess. Sorry guys, allergies. But Mama is putting all our things into a box. Even my teddy, said Sister, and my things too. Then Papa got an idea. A box! Yes, he said. Better yet, a lot of different kinds of boxes. A big box, toy box for your large toys. I can make one for you in my shop, and some smaller boxes for your collections and models. How about one of those boards with those holes and pegs to hang on? Asked Sister. A pegboard, said Papa. Great idea. All this room needs is a little organization. A little organization and a few rules, added Mama. Rules about more sleeping, less arguing, not leaving things to gather dust and cobwebs. Papa set to work making a fine big toy box and a large pegboard, while Mama and the cub sorted out toys, books, games, and puzzles and put them into boxes that fit neatly into the closet. Every box was clearly labeled. Some of the cub's things did end up in Mama's big throwaway box. Not Sister's teddy, of course, but some of Brother's bird nests, the crumbly, falling apart ones. It was very big job cleaning up all the messy buildup, but after a lot of straightening up and putting away, the job was finally finished. Wow, said Brother, that was quite a job, but it was worth it. It looks like a whole new room, said Sister. The cubs were right. And Papa had been right too. It's so much enjoyable to live in a neat, clean, well-organized room, and so much more relaxing. It wasn't as exciting opening the big storage closet now, but it was much more particular and a lot more fun. The end.